I got another banger for you guys. Stay tuned. Guys, welcome to the Mr. Bubbles channel, where we dish out awesome pressure washing business advice to beginners. Now, before we get into today's episode, get this quick announcement. It's something I mentioned in my previous episode as well. We're going to be talking about the huge convention. It's a national power washing convention that happens every year. Nashville, Tennessee, guys. It's in the last week. It's from August 22nd to the 24th. And a couple of you guys reached out to me and asked for the link to it. So what I did is, in the description of this video and the previous, and also every video that I put out from here all the way to the convention, in the description of the video, you will find the link to the huge convention. Just go ahead and click that and get your ticket, guys. You do not win a lollygag on this, because, man, you know, it's something that I preach a lot on the channel is the power of networking. You guys know that that's how I took Mr. Bubbles from like a $300,000-$400,000 company to $1 million company, was because of networking. And guys, honestly, there is no better networking event in the nation than this one. This is, man, like everybody and their mama gonna be at this one, guys. You got your content creators, all your creme de la creme content creators are gonna be there. Your, you know, all your vendors. Like, for example, guys, the vendor who makes this shirt, finprint.com, they're going to be there. You get to, you know, meet the masterminds behind that. So highly recommend, because you're going to see not just vendors for like, you know, equipment and chemicals, but, you know, service industry vendors, you know, like, for example, your CRM programs, things of that nature. So you're going to get to, it's kind of cool, guys, because you get to put a face to the name, so to speak, you know, because you order supplies and things from a lot of these people that you're going to be meeting at this convention. And then also, guys, you know, whenever you get into an industry, you want to network with other people within that industry, because this is going to help you grow in knowledge. As I always say on the Mr. Bubbles channel, the more you know, the more you grow. That's where the power of networking comes into play, because you get to network with guys like myself and other industry professionals. And then, you know, you acquire that knowledge, you take that knowledge out in the field, and bam, you grow a successful pressure washing business. And the final thing I'm going to say about the power washing convention is this, guys. There's going to be tons of speakers there, mastermind classes happening all over the place. So, man, I do not want to see you guys miss out on this one. Again, I'm promoting this a little bit early. What am I, like 6-7 weeks away? But it gives you enough time for you to get your finances in order. If you have a full-time job, make sure you schedule your vacation around that. I want to see you there. There's a lot of you guys, man. I heard probably from a couple hundred of you guys after the convention that we went to in Orlando in the beginning of the season. More than 100 of you guys emailed me how regretful you were that you did not go there. And then, you know, because it's such a learning experience for you, but then also it's a great networking experience as well. But anyway, bottom line is, guys, the link is below. Get your ticket, and I will see you at the huge convention. Okay, now let's go ahead and get into today's episode. If you did not watch the previous episode, make sure you go back and watch that one, because we're talking about Soma. I'll put it up here so you guys can see it. Soma is my own creation. You're not going to see anybody else talking about this, because Soma is an acronym that stands for Sales Operations Marketing Administration, SOMA, Soma. And again, it's something that I created through the years. You guys well know that I've been doing this for 12 years. And this is kind of what I notice should be the focus for you to build a successful company. These are different skill sets that you're going to need to be able to grow and get customers and have a very, very strong, financially stable company. So in the previous episode, we talked about sales. Now we're going to talk about operations. And also I'm going to be breaking down the 4 areas of focus that I want you guys to really, really master, okay? And then we're going to do 2 off the field and 2 on the field. So let's go ahead and jump into number 1. Now, before I announce number 1, I'm going to say this. I've mentioned this quite a bit on my channel, that the number 1 mistake that you guys make when starting their pressure washing business is that their pricing is not right. Now, we're not going to break that down here, but I want you guys to be aware that that's a huge mistake. If you're doing that, you are literally stepping on a bear trap and chopping your foot off. So you need to make sure your pricing is right. But for number 1 in our list here, when we're talking about operations, the number 2 mistake that you guys make is the number 1 on this list, which is you should focus on 1 to 3 services first. So here's the deal. A lot of you guys are trying to do everything under the sun. You are literally trying to become the jack of all trades. Guys, there's a reason why there's a negative connotation around being the jack of all trades. Because then the second part of that is what? Master of none. You see what I'm saying with that, guys? Like, you don't want to be the guy that does everything under the sun, but you don't do anything really well. Because here's the deal. It takes about a year, right around a year, like a full season, for you to become a master of one service. So that's why I tell you guys all the time, first master 1 to 3 services. I'm going to break this down for you. When I started Mr. Bubbles, guess what, guys? Like, I didn't do decks, I didn't do fences, I didn't do roofs. I didn't start doing roof cleaning until the end of my 3rd season. But my first 2 years in the business, I only offered 2 services. That was it. I offered house washing, concrete cleaning. That was it. If somebody asked for something outside of that, I would have to send them to a different company. I told them that's just not something that I did. Now, and it makes sense because I did not know how to do roof cleaning. I didn't feel comfortable getting on ladders to be able to do, for example, gutters. So I didn't start doing gutters actually until about 4 or 5 years ago. The bottom line is this, guys. I do a lot of services today. I've done plenty of videos on different services and what you can offer. Like last year, we made over 100K in solar panel cleaning. However, I just started doing that 2 years ago. Like, this is not something that you should be getting into when you're new to the industry. Like a great example, I recently had someone reach out to me via email and ask me what solutions I use for fleet washing. So I was like, wait, you're in pressure washing? Do you do houses? What do you do? And they were like, oh, I'm 6 months in and I'm learning how to do different things so I can make more money. That's not what you want to do, guys. What you want to do is you want to specialize in something. Become a master of one thing before you move on to something else. And I've noticed this. I've mentioned this quite a few times on my channel. We've noticed that 80%, guys, 80% of our money comes from those 2 things. House washing, concrete cleaning. When I'm talking about concrete cleaning, I'm talking about driveways, sidewalks, patios, walkways, anything that is concrete. And that might include like brick. Basically, I'm saying like pressure washing, right? So pressure washing and downstreaming, soft washing for you to be able to do a house. So house washing, some houses you have to soft wash, some houses you have to downstream. So what I did is I became a downstreaming ninja. And you guys know this, I just finished my downstreaming series. If you have not watched that, I suggest you first of all, you separate some time because it's over 10 hours of content. So it's going to take you a minute to get through all those episodes. But guys, become a downstreaming ninja first. Practice that. It's going to take a while. It's not something you're going to be able to master overnight. To give you an idea, so I got to my 1,000th job right around year 3. It was in the fall of my 3rd season, okay? So season 1, year 2, right towards the end of my 3rd season is when I got to my 1,000th job. That's what you want to aim for. First, aim for 100. You might be able to do that in less than 6 months, or let's say in less than 1 year. You want to aim to do 100 house washes. Then you want to go for 1,000 house washes, 100 driveways, then 1,000 driveways. focus on that first, because this is a huge mistake that you guys are trying to do. Like, you guys are trying to do seal coating and gutter brightening and gutter cleaning and solar panel cleaning and deck cleaning, and you guys are offering 12, 13 services, but you don't know the chemicals and the processes that go behind doing those things. So what I would do is focus first, 1, 2, maximum 3 services. Become a master of those services. And what I mean by a master of those services, like, you like all the techniques, all the chemicals that you need to be able to perform those services. Then when you are very efficient, I'm saying like a standard house washing, you can get it done in less than an hour. Then you're doing 4 to 6 jobs like that a day. Then you start adding other things, because again, if you don't do that, what's going to happen is you start adding all of these services, but you're not really a pro, really like an expert at any one service, so people are not going to recommend you. So when you are like hyper focused on being the best house washing guy in your area, man, guys, this is going to work awesome for you, because organically a lot of people are going to recommend you when we're talking about marketing, because they're going to see what an amazing job you've done with their house. And then as you increase in that knowledge, you add more and more and more services, okay? And that flows really well into the number 2 thing that we're talking about here today, which is developing systems. Now, this is something we've been talking a lot about in the last 50 episodes or so. I suggest you guys go back and you watch, like, for example, my house washing series that we just talked about. But, I talk a lot about systems in the channel. All throughout all my videos, I talk a lot about systems. Now, going to the house washing system, it's an 8-step approach. I'm not going to break it down here. Just watch the videos where we talk about that. But you got to have a system in place, or else you will not grow. Your business will not be solid from an operational perspective. Just look at it this way, guys. We've all been to McDonald's, right? This is a great example. Let me ask you this. If you go to a McDonald's and you order a number 1, what sandwich is that? You see how automatically you already knew, right? So is that sandwich a hot dog? No, right? No, you know that the number 1 is a Big Mac meal, because they have a system. It does not matter if you go to my McDonald's, your McDonald's, McDonald's in Japan, or wherever you go in the world, or anywhere in the US, the number 1 meal is a Big Mac meal. That's how you develop a system, is you make sure that the same service, the same product is being performed over and over and over and over again for every single customer. It's the same. You guys got that? Because that's where system helps you, because you are doing something in a habitual way, right? So, I talked about the 8-step approach that we utilize here at Mr. Bubbles for house washing. So I don't want to go to, let's say I have 4 houses in one day. I don't want to go to my first house and I do it this way. Then I go to my other house, my second house, and I do it this way. And then I go to my third way, I do it a different way. Then the results always going to vary and be different. That's why I want that consistency. I want that same level of quality in every job. That's why you need to develop systems. And that's why, guys, really, why I started the Mr. Bubbles channel, so I can share with you guys the different systems. And going back to the first on this list, when we were talking about services, that's why you want to stick to 1 to 3 services, because it's hard to learn these systems. Have a house washing system, a deck cleaning system, a gutter cleaning system. Guys, now that we've been doing gutters for the last 3-4 years, man, we got this down to a science. We know we can do 98% of the gutters that we come across in less than 45 minutes or 30 minutes. But it wasn't always like that, because it takes you a while to develop a system behind doing something. Now, I just shared with you guys the system. That's why we did, the downstreaming series. I'm going to do a soft washing series coming up. We're going to do a concrete cleaning series. All of these things have different systems behind how we do them. And guess what, guys? Like, I have a system for everything that I do in my company, from marketing to administration. Everything is systemized. That's how come I've been able to grow my company. And so I recommend you guys, you're going to focus on house washing, concrete cleaning, and maybe one more service. and then you develop your system for how you can you can grow in those areas. And I recommend, this is just me, but I recommend you guys piggyback off what I'm doing, and as you develop and you learn your own systems. But guys, you will not be able to grow your company and get very far if you do not develop different systems for how you do this. Now, before we get to number 3, guys, I want to talk to you real quick about this. Guys, quick announcement. I've created a digital product called Mr. Bubbles Business in a Box. Check this out. Okay, so the Mr. Bubbles Business in a Box is actually a thumb drive that we're going to send to you guys to your physical address. And when you get this thumb drive, you're going to see a folder that's called Box in it. And then when you open it, you're going to see all of these files right here, guys, all of these folders. And guys, this thing has over 500 files, anything and everything I've ever created from my business. So all of the blueprints, training modules, documents, all of the things that you guys constantly email me about, you know, your pricing PDF, your for example, you know, your marketing blueprints, anything that you could need for your business is in here. That's why we call it a business in a box. One of the things that I really like about this is, guys, check out all of these pictures. So you have a total of 300 before and after pictures that you guys can add to your website and your Facebook and your Google My Business. And check this out. So there's a folder called Google SEO, and the pictures already have the SEO words in them. And this one photo right here has over 300. This specific folder has 190 pictures, but all in all, it's over 300 pictures. Look at some of these pictures, guys. Amazing before and afters pictures for you guys to be able to add to all of your social medias and whatnot. This is going to help you get a lot of customers. And of course, your edible postcards are on here. And then finally, you got training videos on here as well, guys. Like, for example, the video on how to optimize your Google My Business, the Mr. Bubbles. You got several videos, so they're like training modules. You got all the PDFs. The bottom line, guys, is this. This is going to help you with your business. So don't miss out. Make sure that you email us so you can get your business in a box today. In order to get your business in a box, you just got to hit the link in the description of this video. And I say this all the time on the channel, guys. The more you know, the more you grow. That's how come I decided to create this business in a box, because it has everything in there you need to be able to grow your business. And I really, really believe that this is going to be a game changer for you. Guys, you do not want to miss out on this one. All right, there you have it, guys. To get your business in a box, just click in the description here. You'll see a link. Just go ahead and click that and get that. It's going to be a game changer for you. Now, we talked about, you know, the field. Now let's talk about backstage, right? So this is very important. When we're talking about operations, I noticed something, guys. Like, as I grew in my knowledge out in the field, I had to grow my equipment. And so, you know, you need to make sure, number 3 on our list is you build a professional rig. An emphasis on the word build. I believe that, you know, when you're new to the industry, guys, you should not be buying a rig, especially one that costs $20,000, $30,000. That's ridiculous. You're going to put yourself in debt to be able to do that. That is not a good, sound, you know, decision for you. So I recommend that you develop in yourself the ability, the skill to make your own rig. Now, I did a trailer build series, if you guys are going that route, and I've also done a truck build series. So I would recommend you guys watch those, and it breaks down for you step by step on how to build your rig. But the bottom line is, I was taking an average, let's say 3 hours. I'm just doing an average. Let's say I was taking 3 hours to do a house once I built my first system. And to me, a professional rig system, like the bare bones minimum, you got a buffer tank, you have a 5-gallon a minute machine, optimal electrical start. I don't like the pull start, I like the electrical start. You got a buffer tank, okay? If you don't know what that means, research it. Make sure you watch my my series on that. You got professional hose reels, like you're not uncoiling your hose, you know, and carrying it around. Everything is bolted to your truck or trailer. And, you know, you have it, that to me is a professional setup. Guys, guess what? You're not going to be able to do 4, 5, 6 jobs in one day without having a professional, super professional rig. So highly recommend you guys watch that. If you do not know how to build your rig, guys, there's tons of resources out there, starting with the Mr. Bubbles channel. Of course, I've done tons of series on that. Oh, and by the way, guys, I got an enclosed trailer build series that I got coming up, so you guys are going to get to see that. But the bottom line is I recommend you guys watch these things, because you're going to acquire knowledge that you're going to need later on. Because, guys, when you build your own system, you know all the ins and outs, all the nuts and bolts. So when things happen and malfunction out in the field, bam, you're able to fix it like that, because you're the one who built your own system. So I don't recommend new guys, as a new guy, you buy a system, build it first, order the things little by little. In my series there, I have an equipment list that you guys can order from Amazon. Build your own rigs, learn the business the right way. Like, it's kind of like, instead of jumping into the pool in the deep end, jump in a shallow end, and then little by little go into the deep end. As you grow in knowledge, your equipment will grow with you as well. But definitely 100%, guys, like, I would not be able to do what I'm doing today without having, you know, a professional rig system. It's a huge difference maker. Like, when you have your hose reels right there, and you can just pull your line, pull up to a customer's house, and you connect to water supply, and bam, you turn your machine on. 45 minutes, boom. Most houses are done that way. And it would not happen if I had to, you know, move my machine around, and, you know, I didn't have like a chemical tank, and I had like a bucket, and I was moving everything around the yard. Oh my God, it would take me 4 to 5 hours to do a job. So make sure that you guys operationally are working with professional equipment, and a professional rig that was built specifically for what we do. Number 4 on my list, when we talk about having a rig and having equipment, you guys need to make sure that you have a maintenance schedule for your equipment, okay? This is the backstage stuff that people don't talk about. Now, I would recommend you guys don't buy super expensive tools, okay? You don't need to invest tens of thousands of dollars into buying super expensive tools. In the beginning, I would suggest you guys, like, go to Harbor Freight and buy the minimum tools that you need to be able to do maintenance on your equipment. Now, I can't sit here and say, oh, here's a maintenance schedule for you, because my company is different than your company. My equipment, my trucks are different than your trucks. But I can tell you this, you need to look at your truck and your equipment and figure out a maintenance system. This is where networking help you. You can reach out to people like me and others. You know, you can find my email in the description of this video, and you can ask questions, and I'll answer them. But you need to develop a schedule for your specific equipment and vehicles, right? You guys got that? Like, I'll give you guys a great example. You know, I'm a coach in the industry. One of my coaching clients recently called me, and what it was he got out to the field, and the rig was not working. There was no water coming out of his line. The number one thing I said to him, I said, you know, and a lot of you guys that are old heads, you're going to know this. The number one thing I told him is, I said, is your filter clogged? And he was like, oh, I haven't checked that in over 2 months. Wow. He went in there and he opened his filter. It was full of leaves and debris and muck and grass and crap. And so there was no water coming through to the pump. So I told him, I said, hey, that has to be part of your maintenance schedule. Once or twice a week, you have to open up your filter, get all the gunk out of there. He hadn't done that for at least 2 months, and that's why he had that problem. Guess what? He was lucky he didn't fry his pump, okay? So make sure that you have a schedule. One of the things that we do here at our shop, for example, this should be on your schedule, daily schedule. Every day before we go out, we take WD-40 and we spray all of our quick connects on our hoses, our guns. We spray all of them. And so this takes about, I don't know, 2-3 minutes to do this. It doesn't take that long. You just go around, boom, 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 and out in the field, you're connecting faster. And then plus, guys, you got to understand something, right? You know, our business, we're dealing with toxic chemicals. And so the maintenance level of, if you don't keep up with this stuff, it's going to ruin your equipment. And this stuff is expensive. It's very expensive. Like, you know, your quick connects should be stainless steel. Those things are not cheap. And if you're constantly having to switch out parts and throw parts away because you're not doing the maintenance part of it, man, it's like having a leak. No, not a leak. Like having a hole in your boat, and you got water coming in little by little by little. Then before you know it, boom, your business is sunk. So you want to make sure that you have a maintenance schedule. Again, if this is difficult for you, reach out to me and I can help you out with that, guys. That's what I'm here for. That's what I built my my channel. Was originally the purpose of the channel was to help you guys get to my level, help you guys grow your pressure washing business. And so you can reach out to me through email, and I will respond, and I will do everything within my power to help you guys out and help you guys grow. And that's what I want. I want to see you guys run successful companies, and maybe some of you guys in the future will even start your own YouTube channel. But that's all I got for you guys today. Really appreciate you coming to my channel and watching this how to grow your pressure washing business video. Highly recommend you guys watch the next episode as well. Guys, in that one, now we're going to be talking about marketing. That's another thing. We talk a lot about marketing on this channel. You know, I'm all about, you know, teaching you guys how to get customers in creative ways. So make sure you tuned in for that, because I'm going to give you 4 great ideas on how you can pick up customers. And, you know, make sure you email me, guys. I love interacting with you. Again, my email, you'll find that in the description of every single one of the videos, and I absolutely respond to every one of my emails. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bubbles out.